Ready. Okay, I would like to call the January 9th Airport Commission regular meeting to order. Can we stand for the pledge? Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call.
Chair Pekin,
Here.
Vice Chairman Elga,
Here.
Zerl,
Here.
Bielfeld, Caldwell,
Here.
Kniezek, Wicker,
Here.
and Student Representative Bowling.
Here.
All right, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Okay, our first business is election of chair and vice chair. Is there a motion to appoint or reappoint chair?
I'll make a motion to reappoint Chair Pekin as chair.
Unanimous consent?
Okay. Thank you for unanimous consent. If there's nothing else, is there a motion to appoint or reappoint the vice chair? Motion to reappoint the Second. Okay, thank you. Are they asking for unanimous consent? Seeing no objection, we're going for unanimous consent. Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as presented? Move to approve. Second. Thank you. Is there any revisions to the agenda? If there are there any objections to approving the agenda as presented? Hearing none, agenda is approved. Scheduled public comment, we have none. Are there any members of the public who would like to speak on any item not appearing on the agenda? Okay, seeing no one. May I have a motion to approve the December 12th, 2024 minutes?
Move to approve. Second.
Thank you. Any revisions? Oh, you're just waving, okay. Are there no revisions? Are there any objections to approving the minutes? Hearing no objections, minutes are approved. Unfinished business, we have none. May I have a motion to recommend that council approve the Airport Commission 2025 annual work plan? Move to approve. Second. Okay, do we have a staff report?
The Airport's Commission 2025 work plan goals are included. Does the Commission approve these goals to be submitted to Council for approval?
Okay. Is there any commission discussion? Okay. Can we have a vote on the motion?
I just wanted to make sure that is okay with number 3. That's the new one. We took the landscape and that. And then, I sent an email out to just to make sure, I just want to make sure there's no.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, if there's no discussion, I look for unanimous consent. And I think our Vice Chair did, and we did a lot of work on this. So, thank you. May I have a motion to recommend council approval of the amendment to the Kenai Municipal Code to allow the airport as principal permit use in the airport light industrial zone?
Move to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, staff report?
Yeah, so Kevin's here tonight from the Planning Department, and he's going to speak on behalf of this. Good evening, Commissioners. I'm Kevin Buhner. I'm the new Planning Director for the City of Kenai. And as part of our annual procedures, we go through code just make sure that Title 14, which is planning and zoning, meets all requirements, that there's no modifications. When we were going through, we realized that following the letter of the law, the airport technically needs a conditional use permit based on the fact that it's in the airport light industrial zone, which was enacted in 2016 by an act of council, and then was subsequently rezoned immediately thereafter, that same meeting in May of 2016. We think it was just an administrative oversight that airports were not a principal permitted use in the airport light industrial zone. So we think it just really is an administrative change to allow that. So they will be allowed in the conservation zone, which they always have been, which the airport used to be in, and then going forward would also be in the airport light industrial zone. So just tidying up everything and make sure that we're dotting our i's and crossing our t's.
Any comments, questions?
I read this and I was astonished. How is that possible that this happened? Is there any repercussions for doing this? I mean, I'm all in favor of it, and it should have probably been caught back then, but is there anything that's going to...
No, because the only place that a conditional use permit goes is to planning, and it's not a good use of our time, it's not a good use of the airport staff's time, so we just figured let's just eliminate it, make it efficient, and going forward, everything will be compliant.
Okay. I happen to be the sponsor of this zone, and it astonished me too at this point, and I remember there was some discussion about it, and I just wanted to give background information. It's just, I talked to the city attorney, and he said, yeah, we remember talking about it, but it seemed, we can't figure out why it is the way it is. I can think of it, they're saying that you did, and those that amendment to the code too, and thank you for putting some reason that not to be permitted use.
I would go so far as to say it's probably the original intended use, so it should definitely be permitted.
Well, it was, and there was some discussion where, of course, that's what it was for, but it was, what else could it be, you know, so, anyhow, since I was there, I thought
I remember you were one of the principals behind this.
Thank you for correcting the version. Any further discussion? If not, I am looking for unanimous consent. Thank you. May I have a motion to recommend council approve the Airport Commission 2024 annual report for submission to the City Council?
Second.
Okay. Staff have anything else for us?
No, nothing else.
Okay, any commission discussion?
After I reread my comments on the education outreach, I don't remember, was the pumpkin drop something? The airport was not part of that other than along the aircraft stage, is that correct?
On the pumpkin drop, yeah, Kenai Aviation put it on.
Okay, yeah, I just didn't know if that was part of this. I didn't think it was. Like the airfare, the airport sponsors it. We weren't really involved with it. Okay, yeah, that was the only question I had. Yeah.
Any other questions or comments?
not that we'd ever turned down any help on that.
But yes, no, that was not at the airport.
Okay, if no further discussion, unanimous consent is requested if there's no objections. Okay, thank you. Recommending council adoption of resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a restaurant concession agreement for the Kenai Municipal Airport. May I have a motion to recommend?
Move. Second.
Okay. Staff report, please.
Yeah, so on October 17th, the airport released an RFP for the restaurant concession. The goal of it was to provide convenient food service for the travelers and public that want to come into the airport and have a meal. On December 5th, there were 2 responsive proposals turned in, and they were scored based on qualifications, the management plan, menu, DVE certification, and also the percentage of gross sales. And Debbie's Food Services LLC received 312 points. Consolidated Development and Management received 240. Debbie's Food Services proposed 12% of gross sales. So does Commission recommend Council approve the resolution authorizing a restaurant concession agreement with Debbie's Food Services LLC?
Any discussion?
So there's a base lease fee for the space and the equipment, right?
Yeah, so there's a $1,000 lease fee or maintenance fee for the city to upkeep the equipment, which we do, and this just now allows us to make back some of that money for keeping back the equipment. So that's a flat rate charge every month, and then they propose 12% on top of that. And their plan is to start early April and hopefully April 1st. And the lease does start March 1st when they'll start moving in. And during that time, they'll pay that $1,000 fee, and then once they open, they'll start paying the 12% gross every month. And one of the things that we do have is that this is 2% higher than the previous lease, and we also have that $1,000 that we're getting. So over the course of 3 years, that's that 2% actually adds up to potentially 7 months. So that's why we'd really like to work with Debbie's to start in April, and even if it takes an extra week, April 7th or whatnot to get started, it's worth it. And then we also have a provision in there for $200 a week, so that would be $800 if they were unable to meet the hours in any month. So there's protections in this lease to make sure that they get started and open up. That's it.
Based on my last experience with the lease agreement here at the airport, my notes that I took about the one over in the Fort Pond, I decided not to make a bunch of notes, but I had the city manager about them. Just one issue, and I looked at it, and you brought it up, is the lease starts at 12 a.m. on the 1st of March, and it didn't really say when they're supposed to start serving food. So that was the question I asked, and we just had a short conversation, not anything that isn't representing the commission at the time. It's just that one question. The other thing that he did mention, and maybe you can speak to this, he did say, had some questions about food service in general, about sit-down meals and people trying to get airplanes, if you're sitting there waiting for food and then the plane gets there and you can't get there, just scenarios like that. I was just wondering why it wasn't just like a grab and go type place, and then, but he said there was some provisions in the ARP funds come from the FAA that we have to provide that as an airport. Is there anything like that you know of? Or?
That we have to provide the revenue options? Not necessarily, but Debbie's does plan to have some good options as well. So.
Okay, but is there anything, just in general, as far as like having food service on the airport, is that part of us getting airport funds from the FAA?
No, we just have to offer it competitively like we did.
So what hours are they going to be open?
I thought I included that in this.
8 to 6, okay.
Sundays, 11 to 3.
You got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I looked at it, it's like 63 hours of the 60 they're planning and hoping a little bit longer than what they're supposed to be.
Yeah, correct. Sunday's a short day.
Yeah. Is everybody eating their food? Yeah. Doesn't it? Okay. That's been a success. No, if it's good, because that's what happened in Venice, is that they had a lot of walk-in traffic from other people, not going on trips. So it would make sense to have sit-down too, so.
Their food is a little more unique. It's in the back of the packet. Is there any more comments, discussions? Are you ready to order? If there's no further discussion, I'll ask for unanimous consent. Okay, thank you. Can we have our manager's report, please?
Yeah, the only thing that I wanted to share tonight is there's going to be a public meeting for the master plan, and it's going to be either Tuesday, February 4th, from 5:30 to 7:30. That's all for tonight. I don't really have a report, but I think it would be a request from all of us that we did not have to do our big goals and stuff next year. Maybe that can go away. I mean, that took 4 hours of somebody's time for no reason. So, City Council, we ask you that you make it go away.
Well, it's a council direction, not airport manager.
Yeah, but I mean, we would love to see it go away, I think. But, so that's all I've got to say, and Councilman Nackstick, can we have your report?
Absolutely. I just had one meeting to discuss, but, to continue with what you just said, I mean, I was also at the Council on Aging, and I think they have a completely different opinion, on what they're doing and whatnot, and I think planning and zoning and parks and all of those, but the council's found is, in commissions, we get new people on, a new person, and maybe you've been here a long time, I just haven't been the liaison for the day, but, but often commissioners don't know what the job is and what, all of that, and that it kind of helps, put some of that in perspective, and it also allows commissions to, achieve something that they want to do, and they can come up with a list. I mean, you can come up with things that you can't possibly achieve if that's what you choose to do, or you can do things that aren't. And some of the airport commission is different, but all of the commissions are different. So, and I appreciate Commissioner Minoga's time in doing what he did, and perhaps next year, whatever somebody else can. But there's a template, and there's a learning curve in getting these things going. And I think that with the airport here, there's a great advantage to it, and I'll tell you why, because Taxiway Sierra is important to me too. Councilmember Sonat was here, I think it was her last meeting, and she knows what a Taxiway Sierra is, because she came and reported it. And, that's not the she doesn't know about it, but when she brought it up, and she became aware and all of that, and that was in your best interest. And that in a statement, and I think that's good. So, there's some value in it, and whether you guys are going to go out there and push dirt and make Taxiway Sierra, I don't think so, but I think at least doing it this way, it achieves probably more than it would just by discussing it here. Well, I would say I definitely understand why the Council of Aging would be more in tune to it than us. Just saying, but we appreciate the perspective. Okay, well, I wanted to say that, and I hope that, you don't, so
certainly welcome to petition the council to not do it any longer, and that we can meet you, but I think that it's something that, with good or more time. I just hope, well, we had this discussion, and we had it, so,
I just don't think it's effective for what we do, because we are advisory, and we don't get to do these things.
Yep.
You know, we are advisory only.
To be clear on that too, and not disagreeing with you are, almost all commissions are advisory. Planning and zoning is the only one that they're quasi, they're advisory also, but
they do some permitting and stuff, but they're kind of, they're things that are unique in that respect. So it's commonality. But, so I'm glad you brought it up, because I know that that's been something in your mind.
Oh, it is.
So, I'll be thinking about it. If you want to come back and talk about it, then that's
Thank you.
December 18th was the only meeting I have to report on here.
just a few things. We approved extension amendments on 2 agreements with the state of Alaska for Division of Forestry Fire Protection. Basically, there was 2 documents that we were allowed to extend, and there's money attached to each one of those for spruce bark beetle remediation around town in 2 different zones and all of that. Part of it does impact the airport here, so that'll be continuing on. I think that is very important for
the city, and especially if you're paying attention to what's going on in the news, kind of the same idea, putting that tree, that all down and everything. So that's moving forward. And we approved a special use permit for Echo Lake Meats for the 20 square feet of terminal space that what do you call it? Display thing, display that vending machine, thank you. And also, if you're interested, next Thursday,
So it's a day after our next council meeting at 6 o'clock. Council's going to have a work session meeting with the Kenaitze Indian tribe at 6 at the Chamber of Commerce building over there, and everybody's welcome to come and kind of meet those folks. And it's something that we've been doing annually. This is the 3rd year doing that. There'll be an agenda. Some of them are just City of Kenai issues. Some of them are Kenaitze issues, perhaps, and some of them are joint issues and how we can work together. So I encourage you to come if you can. I'm available for any questions if you have any.
Susan. Thank you. Thank you. Looking for any additional public comment? Seeing none? Will everybody be here February 13th? Okay, that's our next meeting. Commissioners' comments? Anybody have anything? Meeting on the 4th of February. I mentioned when HDL is here, briefing the commission, that the Peninsula Pilot Club has a pretty significant, seems like a significant presence on Facebook, and also for some pilots in the area. So I don't know what the line of communication would be to just have them be aware that that might be a venue for them to advertise the meeting, because I haven't seen anything on that Peninsula Pilot Club website, or not website, but the Facebook profile. So if you maybe mention it to them next time you talk, that'd be great. That'd be a good one.
Yep, most certainly. And they're getting started on mailing everything.
What's that? The Alaska Airmen's, they were already aware of the Alaska Airmen's, yeah, but they were not aware of the Peninsula Pilot Club, so. And also that Commissioner Peter's comments on the work plan, it's all, I guess it's all a matter of perception. My perception is that being an advisory board, we represent different aspects of the aviation community here locally. That's why we have the different seats. And a lot of the, and this most of the things that I've done at the FAA that had to be regulated. Noise tied to a lot of it from the FAA and everything. And so I would think that my involvement would be a little bit less, I guess, less wiggle room than somebody on the council of agent. And
Maybe that would help them focus their thoughts, but I've never had anything here that was that way, other than just sometimes political firestorms like Field of Flowers, that type of thing, that we had, and then we just kind of extinguish them as they go. But that's really about it. Thank you.
Any other comments?
I'd like to thank Paul for doing his administrative stuff, because if I was to do it, it'd be 16 hours.
Those are the ins and outs, of these policies. And in that space, it's nice having that knowledge base with the commission. And at the same time, it's the best way to communicate to the city. So the work that we produced there, I think, still is valuable. And you may think it's a waste of time. I think it helps in some way.
Commissioner Bennett, Student Commissioner Bennett, are you going to be here for the whole entire year now coming up? How far along are you?
So I think I'm here till August of this year.
Okay,
And that's when I'm done, I guess.
good. That makes me happy. Good, thanks.
Okay, if we have no more comments, we are adjourned.